I said we were going to move on from N150 and try some stable match for higher velocities in the next video, but just hold on one second. I found out this website called submoashooting.com, and they sell 12 bullet sample packs. And I went ahead and ordered some 168 grain tip match kings, some 175 grain tip match kings, and some 195 grain tip match kings. We're going to cover a lot of ground and hopefully learn a lot with a small amount of bullets and powder. So with the 168 grain bullets, in the last video we left off around 44 grains, and we're starting with a new bullet, so I'm going to shoot 43, 44, and move up to 45 and see where we get. With the 175 grain bullets, I'm going to shoot 41, 42, and 43 grains, see where we can get with this. And if you've seen the last two videos that I've done with 308, it just seems like my gun really likes to shoot at 2,500 feet per second, unfortunately. So if that's what the gun wants, we can give it what it wants. But why not do it with the heaviest bullet possible? So I'm going to take these 195 grain bullets and shoot 41, 42, and 43 grains and hopefully get it around 2,500 feet per second. As you can see, I've already thrown charges. I've started seating bullets. Haven't got any crunching or compression going on so far, so that's good. So unless anything else interesting happens, then I'll see you guys at the range and hopefully not blow our face off. Alright, so a quick wrap up and thoughts. All of the tip match kings here shot a 1 inch or less group, even though we were making big 1 grain increment jumps in powder charge. So I would and do plan on shooting all of these bullets again in the future because it's a bullet I'm very interested in. But what I was really doing here was putting old N150 through the ringer because it's been very accurate for us but giving low velocities. And I think I figured it out that N150 is good for heavy bullets because our goal with the 168 grain bullets was 2,700 feet per second, and we got to just under 2,600. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, the 195 grain bullets, our goal was 2,500, and it got us right there, 2,455. One thing I didn't mention in the beginning of the video was I was using small primer brass to do this test. And if you remember in our primer test video, when comparing small primer brass to large primer brass, in every instance, the large primer gave us 20 to 30 more feet per second than the exact same charge in a small primer. So you already know what we're going to do here. We're going to take the 195 Tip Match King, start at the same last load of N150, and switch to our favorite Remington 9.5 large rifle primer. And that should immediately take this number and put us around 2475, 2480. And what I want to do is work up in 0.1 grain increments and get us right on the money there, 2500 ish, and hopefully shoot accurate. So I'm super excited to. Oh, yeah, and we just can't ignore this. That's probably the best group I've ever shot with this rifle, and it shows a lot of potential for the 175 grain tip match king. Maybe it's a little sensitive because we shot this good group and the following two were 1 inch. Maybe it was me, but these are only 3 shot groups, so it's not very conclusive. But I do think we should experiment with this a little bit more in the future also. But I'm not going to lie, I'm very excited about this 195 grain load. One, because it's nearly a 200 grain bullet, super long and high BC, and two, we're about in the bag for the velocity I want to get it to. And probably a month ago when I first had this idea, I just quickly wrote out, ballistic charts for these bullet weights if they were going the theoretical velocity I wanted them to go. And then you compare them all at 500 yards, which is my theoretical hunting distance. Because of the super high BC of this bullet, it would be going basically the same velocity as even the 168 would at 500 yards. The 168 would be going 1955, and the 195 would be going 1921, well within expansion velocity of a cup and core bullet. But the 195 is retaining 200 more foot-pounds of energy pretty much, and it's only dropping 5 inches more than the 168 and 4 inches more than the 175 would be. So, pretty exciting stuff. I feel like we're actually getting closer to our hunting load for next season, and can't wait to make the next video about these. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you stick around and subscribe and come on the hunt with me.